Welcome into week 15 of 5 Picks in 5 Minutes. I'm Tim Kalinowski, joined by Chris Raybon. And history was made on this show last week for the first time in the 2023 season. I go 2-0. Map out the parade route, get the duck boats ready somehow, some way. I finally stopped the streak of going 1-1, and I get a 2-0 sweep. Raybon, on the other hand, you go 1-2. You go 1-2, but you're still 25-17 on the season, while I am a Jeff Fisher 14-14. And before I hand it over to you, I just want to remind everybody that you can tail all our picks for free thanks to our sponsor, BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. They have an incredible offer for new users. Use bonus code ACTION when signing up to get up to $1,500 paid back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Chris Raybon, I mean, you might be sweating because I just went 2-0. You're on the clock.
Yeah, congratulations, Tim. And nothing like getting back on the right foot by going with a team that's been playing some of the worst football in the league over the past couple of weeks. That's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Going with them plus 1.5 against the Indianapolis Colts. And this is just a matchup pitting backup caliber quarterbacks. We forget Minshew, did not start the season as a starter. And so I'm just looking for the better defense here. Pittsburgh 7th in DVOA. And Indianapolis, more middle of the pack, trending downward. Also, Mike Tomlin as a dog, 65% in his career. As a dog off a loss, 68%. And as a dog against an opponent with an equal or better record, 72%. I mean, Mike Tomlin and his team get up for these spots. So I know it's been ugly. We've been betting against Pittsburgh, but we're back on here. Give me Pittsburgh plus 1.5 at the Colts.
Yeah, I had a buddy of mine who texted me when the lines came out, and he said, I like Indy here. And I said, you know what? I will find other ways to win money than fading Mike Tomlin. So sure enough, you're on the Steelers here in the rah-rah Tomlin spot. I'm going to go here with Buffalo -2 hosting Dallas. And look, I have a lot invested in this Cowboys team. I have Dak preseason MVP. I have Dallas to win the Super Bowl. And last week against Philly, they paid for my Christmas shopping. So while I love them, I also feel like I watch them more closely than any other team in the league. And this line indicates that Buffalo is the slightly better team, which sounds surprising. And that all leads me to say this. I think a lot of people will be waking up Sunday morning saying, how is Dallas an underdog here? And well, it's because Josh Allen, he's 32-8 straight up as a home favorite. That's second best in the NFL in terms of money line profitability the last 5 years. And on the other side, Dallas is 5-10 against the spread after winning by double digits. I'm not saying this is a Vegas knows type spot, but I do think they're trying to tell us something, and I'm listening. Buffalo -2.
Yeah, Buffalo's been desperate. They kind of put themselves in a hole. Now they have to dig themselves out. I'm going Minnesota here, +3 against Cincinnati. Was on Cincinnati last week, but now we're getting more points with a backup quarterback. I think that's always the way to go here. You never really want to be laying points with all these backups going around. And both teams here with good weapons around their quarterbacks. Nick Mullins in his first start for Minnesota. I think you want to get ahead of this and get them now before he peters out like the rest of their quarterbacks. But Minnesota's defense, top 6 in DVOA, top 7 against both the pass and the run, and Cincinnati, 25th in DVOA. I think that's the difference in this game. You have 2 backup caliber quarterbacks, but one team has a far superior defense, and I'm getting points. Give me Minnesota +3. I think Brian Flores confuses Jake Browning here.
Yeah, the Browning love. It's funny. This guy has gone from being a 10-point road dog to Jacksonville. All of a sudden he's at home laying points here. It's been quite the, I think everyone's having a hard time trying to put their finger on who Jake Browning is. So, it's Minnesota defense has been good enough. Let's see if the offense can hold up their end of the deal. Speaking of offense, I'm going to go with the Washington Commanders, LA Rams over 50.5. And this all starts with how well this Rams offense has played as of late, which I think is all predicated off of the health of Kyren Williams. Since his return in week 11, he's averaging 5.6 yards per attempt. That's 4th amongst running backs with at least 42 snaps. He's 2nd in yards after contact per attempt. And I think it's no coincidence that the Rams have averaged over 34 points per game over their last 3, 2 of which against defenses that I have a lot of respect for in Baltimore and Cleveland. And reading straight from our guy, Evan Abrams here, Stafford can't hold a lead. He's 33, 57, and 2 second half against the spread when he's leading. And then that's also including a 9, 20, and 1 against the spread mark in the second half since 2019. Washington trails the whole game, but they keep on chucking it over 50.5.
Yeah, but Stafford cannot hold a lead because he does not play defense. So technically that is correct. I'm going with another quarterback that tends to struggle here going against them, and that's Derek Carr. So I'm going with the Giants +6. You know, the Saints team, I just think it's very, very mediocre. The Giants getting healthy. Andrew Thomas is going to play his 4th straight game healthy here. I think that's really helped on the offensive line and helped stabilize for Tommy DeVito. But Derek Carr is a favorite, just 19-37 in his career, 34%. And as a favorite of a field goal or more, just 9-26 against the spread, 26% for Derek Carr. You also have Dennis Allen, just 6-16 as a favorite, even after covering last week. That's just 27% against the spread in his career. I think the Giants are healthier and playing better, kind of pesky football like they did last year. Give me the Giants +6 at the New Orleans Saints.
You know, I really agree with you in fading the Saints, and I know you tried to do it last week. I tailed you on that. But this New Orleans team, we're just waiting on a worthy opponent that can, you know, be a formidable combatant to fade this New Orleans team. It's just like, you know, Panthers, now the Giants, can somebody do it? You know, I think you have the right mindset there. This New Orleans team is incredibly frustrating to watch. But that'll do it for us in week 15. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss an episode, and comment below your favorite bets for NFL Week 15. For Chris Raybon, I'm Tim Kalinowski. Good luck this weekend, everybody.